Okay, so I don't normally do this vlogging thing. This is Brian's gig. But I suppose I'll be nice and do this for him since they didn't get to come today on this trip. I'm at Conkle's Hollow. As you can see, leaves are definitely down, but it's still pretty, and the water's rushing pretty good. They've had so much rain. Okay, so I'm just starting the steps that go up to the top of the rim trail. It's going to be a short hike, maybe 2.5 miles. Nothing big, and the stairs are definitely the most strenuous part of the entire thing. Because once you get to the top, it's just, you're at the top of the rim, then you come all the way down the stairs. No biggie, but the views should be pretty today. And I don't know if you can see in the distance there, but the parking lot's packed, so, but not as bad as it was over the weekend, judging by the cones and the grass. Pretty common sign to see anywhere down here at Hocking Hills. Certainly one of my pet peeves. Stay on the trails, people. There's no reason to get off and tramp down all the foliage and the vegetation. So, still going up. I'd say maybe 5 minutes or so from the bottom of where the trail begins to the top. Okay, so finally made it to the top. This is the first real view you come to. I don't know if you can actually see it. There we go. Or not. Couldn't have asked for a better day to be here. It's low 40s, sun, a little bit of clouds. They aren't kidding about the cliffs either. Yeah, probably hurt if you fell down there. So this is a pretty good example of what the trail looks like once you get to the top of the rim. Pretty much a view the whole way on this side. Views change drastically once you get to the other side of the rim. But we'll get there soon enough. Still some color. So this spot right here is one of Gavin's favorite spots. And if he was here, I'm sure we'd be yelling at him, telling him to stop throwing rocks down the hole. But it actually does go all the way down to the bottom, where the other trail is at. I have to say, I'm actually surprised. This is usually the spot where there are photographers everywhere. So I've already passed one, but he was on his way out. And usually they're at this spot or that rocky outcrop up there, which is just, probably 2 minutes up ahead. Okay, so here's your money shot. If you've ever seen pictures of Conkle's Hollow, this is usually where they're taken from. The rock outcropping over there on your left, that's where I was just at before a couple minutes ago and was taking a picture where I'm standing now. Every time we come here, Hannah has to swing on this tree that's bent out, reaching for the sun. So, there's your tree, Hannah. I at least looked at it for you, kiddo. So I'm kind of kicking myself for not bringing my poles up here with me. I left them in the car, and I don't know why. I didn't really think about how muddy and wet the leaves would be. There's definitely a couple times I could have used them just for the extra stability, and I'm sure I'm going to wish I had them over on the other side when I've got to come down off of this rim. But it is what it is. You live, you learn. And at least they made it to the car. So maybe I'll remember and take them with me when I get out of the car for the next trail. Guess I forgot to mention, this is a solo trek today. Brian and the kids are home, and I try to get out, at least once a month to go do some hiking on my own, just to get my head right. And I don't know, it's kind of a spiritual experience out here, and it's hard to do any meditation, whatever, if you will, when the kids are, playing or fighting or, whatever. But I decided today I was coming south, and the plan is I'm going to finish up Conkle's Hollow, have some lunch somewhere. I packed out Subway, or I also brought my little stove and some mashed potatoes to make if I decide I'd rather have that. But from there I'm going to go to Old Man's Cave, maybe do a 6-7 mile loop there somewhere, and probably head back to Lancaster depending on the daylight. I may hit up Alley Park or climb Mount Pleasant. It's been a while since I've done that, so I figure I'm going to make the trip worthwhile today. It's not very often I get down here alone. It's probably been 14-15 years since I've been here by myself, so I don't know, a whole different experience, but I'm loving it all the same. Alright, so I am about 15 minutes in. Ready to go down the stairs, kind of a backwards look here. You can hear the waterfall, so hopefully we get a view of it today. We should, with the leaves off the trees. Oh, and yeah, about 15 minutes in, as I said, and I already had to shed my coat. It was just too warm with me walking around. So that's a good problem. I'd much rather hike when it's a little cooler out. That way I don't sweat. And that's better for everybody, because I kind of stink. Alright, so it's about time I let y'all in on my dirty little secret. There's a reason I like going out hiking. Sure, I like the solitude. The scenery's great. you know, being in nature, all that stuff, blah, blah, blah. Real reason I do this, Snickers in the morning. You can't beat it. And when you hike, you get to eat pretty much all the time. I mean, you got to replenish those calories you're burning, right? All right. We're now on the other side of the rim. This is actually, the views are on the other side, but this is actually my favorite side of the trail. I don't know. It's a little more dense. And most people tend to just kind of go out and back on the other side, so they don't have to do the whole 2.5 miles. And, you know, I get not everybody wants to hike 2.5 miles. It's, you know, it's 2.5 miles. But y'all are definitely missing out on the best part of the trail over here. So, and oddly enough, this is the side of the trail that most people aren't on, like I said. But it's the only place I've run into people today. Go figure. So, this is kind of a cool spot. Kids always look forward to. You can kind of hop from rock to rock. But I promised Mom and Brian that I would be careful and not do anything stupid while I was out here by myself. So I'm not going to hop rock to rock today. At least on camera. No, really. I'm not going to do anything stupid. Got to be responsible. And if I'm irresponsible, then I'm putting somebody else in danger when they've got to come save me from being ignorant and taking chances. So I don't know. Does that mean the moral of the story, if you're going to be ignorant, do it when somebody else is with you? Because then there's witnesses, and there's video that's always going to show up when you fall on your butt. But can't really tell how high up we are here, but it's a pretty good drop off. And with as many leaves that are down, I'm not going to go all the way out to the edge. So can't imagine how much water was flowing here Sunday when we had all that rain, because they got more down here than we did at home. So, here's the other side. Make for great cover if you needed it. Sure is beautiful down here today. Right here, be an awesome spot for a tent. Listen to the water all night. But it's a preserve, so no camping. See if I can get you a better view of this cliff over here. Oh yeah, there we go. Alright, I'm going to shut this off here so I don't fall on my butt while I'm walking. Alright, definitely one of the prettier views I've had all morning. Those rocky ledges over there, they're the ones at the beginning of the hike. And still some color in those trees. I bet we get all that cold weather they're calling for in the next couple days, and we lose all these pretty leaves. So I'm really thankful I had a chance to get down here and take an entire day. Left the kids with Brian. So I appreciate him taking one for the team, so to speak, so I could get down here for some mental health, as we call it. Bench magic. And so begins the most treacherous part of the entire hike, trail, whatever you want to call it, in my humble opinion. Anybody who knows my track record lately, I'm not likely to fall where you're supposed to fall. I am going to fall on the easy parts, the stairs with railing, or trip over air. But anyway, this is pretty much the end of the trail. Probably have 100 steps or so to go down to the bottom, and then from there you can choose if you want to do the little half-mile trail that goes down to the base of the waterfalls. And I may do it. It's paved, which is kind of nice for strollers or wheelchairs, or it allows for people to get out there that wouldn't normally be able to see this kind of stuff. Alright, on that note, I'm going to shut it down before I fall and make everybody laugh as I tumble down, down, down the hill. Alright, so there are the cars. Those stairs, that's where I began. The rim trail, if you don't want to do that, you can cross this little bridge. Another sign. And literally the entire thing is paved all the way back. And honestly, there's quite a bit of bang for your buck on this trail. It's really pretty. You get to see a lot of the cliffs. It takes you straight back to the waterfalls. To be really honest, Brian and I were having a discussion the other day that we were up at Cuyahoga Valley about a month ago. And yeah, they're definitely breathtaking views. But we kept kind of wondering why it was considered a national park when you have an area like Hocking Hills that it's everything's more central. You don't have to drive so much to every point of interest. But in our opinion, maybe we're a little biased because we love this area, but if there should be a designation as a national park, it should definitely be the Hocking Hills area. So, as I assume would happen, I've run into more people in this little half mile than I have the entire morning.
There's another one that's kind of iconic that I can't remember the name of. And then we went down to Conkle, which is okay. That's a bit of a fall.
Photographers. Oh, there we go. Help if I zoom out, huh? See a little bit more. Oh. Okay, so at the top of that, I think is where the bridge is. You make one of your turns. And you can go all the way back. But I've been back there. And I kind of want to hit some other spots today, so I'll go back just a little bit. But you do kind of get to the point where you can't go any further. Obviously the cement trail comes to an end a few hundred yards back. But But still the same, it's a beautiful walk if that's all the further you can go. So, all right, well, it is time for me to get off of this trail, get something to eat, of course, and I'm going to head to Old Man's Cave, see if I can do that 6-7 mile loop.